Have you ever wanted to attend reinvent, the biggest AWS tech conference in the world, happening once a year in Las Vegas, but then have taken a look at the conference pass prices, the flights from your country, and the accommodation in the city during reinvent, and be like, oh, there is sadly no way I can make it? Well, you might be wrong. If you belong to an underrepresented group, if you're early in your tech career, and some other eligibility conditions, you might be eligible for the AWS All Builders Welcome Grant. The first thing I want to emphasize is that this grant is just not a path to reinvent. It's shiny. It's the shiny beginning of your tech career. That's how I see it. There is a before, there is a during reinvent, and there is an after. Yes, reinvent is this amazing tech conference in which you will be hearing all about the new releases of the AWS services, and you will feel you're truly at the avant-garde of the cloud. But it's also like a community feels, like you connect with other very skilled tech professionals and you exchange experiences. Now, the good thing of the grant is that it just doesn't start at reinvent. For you, it starts before with a mentor that will coach you to make the most of reinvent. It will help you choose those sessions that are most aligned with the career path you want to pursue. And after the grant, that mentor will also be there, and so will be the friends that you have made from all over the world during the grant. So what you make it after the grant is up to you. For me, it has been transformative in my tech journey. What do I mean by that? Not only reinvent has led me to a new role, but also to new certifications in AWS. What you see on the right is my shiny new AWS data analytics specialty. Now, this one is $300, which the grant also covered thanks to a voucher. But I think the true value was in nudging me to get this certification and in connecting me to people that helped me get there with tech materials, with courses. And I have now done a tutorial myself to give back to the community. So I think for me, that's the true value of the grant. It's a full-rounded transformative experience. Now, when is the grant happening? I cannot say for 2024, but at least in 2023, it opened August the 7th and it closed September the 1st. So, if you're taking holidays in August, you might want to save those dates in your cal already now and stay tuned in 2024, right? Because you just don't want to miss that month. Now, when will you know about it? This year, participants are getting notified in October the 2nd. Right? So my advice, if you're coming from a country that you need visa, if you need to notify your new employer, if you need to tell your university, you might want to give them a heads up, because if it happens, you will have little time to react, as reinvent is in the beginning of November and it's in the end of November, beginning of December, right? So you might want to keep those dates in mind for the next editions of the grant. Now, who can apply for this grant? You need to fulfill certain conditions. What I show you in the slide is a summary, but I think those are the most important ones. You need to be at least 21 years old. You need to have less than 5 experience in tech. I think that's important because sometimes people think it's about age or like work experience. It's about work experience in tech. It might be that you had another career for whatever reason didn't work out and now you're in tech. So it's not about how old you are. This is very important. Then this grant is all about fostering diversity. So you need to belong to an underrepresented group in tech or have faced discrimination in your tech career, right? And then you cannot be a recipient of the grant in a former edition. So I could not reapply to the grant. I can apply to be a mentor, but I cannot apply to be again an AWS All Builders Welcome Grant recipient because I already got it. You cannot have any affiliations with AWS. So if you're doing an internship, if you work there, if you have a spouse that works there or a sibling, you might not be eligible for the grant. And finally, you need to have a clean crime record. A bit of application advice from somebody who got this grant. I would say very generally, you will be asked to reply to a few essay questions. My biggest advice would be don't rush it. Don't use the form they give it. Take the questions, put it on a Google Docs and think about it, then answer. Then, let's think for a night, get to it again. And then, copy paste your replies into the actual form. And what you should try to aim, and that's my That's my own application advice, is highlight your passions. I think it's all about emphasizing your dedication and your commitment to making a difference in the industry. Address impact, explain to them how your participation in the grant, in the program, aligns with AWS mission of increasing diversity and representation in tech. Then, if applicable, showcase diversity, like share your unique perspective. I think we all have different backgrounds, we all come from different cultures. Highlight what you add to the AWS community in that regard. Then demonstrate growth. I think this grant has a during reinvent, a before and after, right? Demonstrate that you are going to fully leverage the three parts, that this is going to be a transformative experience and that they should give it to you because you are committed to make the most of it and take this opportunity to propel your tech career forward. And finally, be genuine. I mean, you probably have read applications from others before. For me, a good application is the one that shines authenticity, that you can have the feeling you're watching to the real person, right? So don't try to be someone else. I think we are all amazing. We are all unique. Just try to capture that, and your application will be a winner. I wish you best of luck and hopefully see you next year at reinvent.